BTS is or don't care. Sorry.
BTS news. The Seoul sky that afternoon reflected a golden-orange glow, as if hiding a great secret only those lucky enough to witness it could understand. Behind the hangar of Incheon International Airport, a sleek white private jet with shimmering silver accents was preparing for takeoff. This was not just an ordinary journey, nor was it simply another work schedule that Park Jimin, one of the names that has shaken the world of music, often carried out. Today was different. There was a small surprise he never imagined would drastically change his mood. Jimin arrived wearing a thin black leather jacket paired with a plain white t-shirt, exuding simplicity yet radiating star power. Oversized sunglasses covered part of his face, but not enough to hide the warmth in his eyes. His steps were slow, accompanied by two staff members busy managing luggage and flight documents. From the outside, everything seemed normal. No one suspected that this flight would become a story that shook the world, not because of some big drama, but because of a small moment that would make him smile like a child discovering a simple happiness. Just before boarding the aircraft steps, Jimin looked up at the sky and let out a long sigh. He had just finished a series of exhausting schedules. His body needed rest, his mind craved peace, yet his heart was filled with curiosity because of a secret plan given by the management without detailed explanation. Just fly and get ready for something you'll like, they had said. He didn't think much of it, because for Jimin, being in the air always felt like a safe space. A place where he could let go of the weight on his shoulders, far from camera flashes and the noise of the world. As he entered the cabin, a soft lavender scent welcomed him. Premium leather seats arranged neatly, dim ambient lighting, and a selection of snacks prepared just for him made the atmosphere even cozier. Jimin sat by the window, looking outside as he rested his headphones around his neck. His favorite songs were ready to accompany him on this journey. He smiled faintly, trying to close his eyes for a moment. But before he could sink into the music, a friendly voice from a flight attendant interrupted his thoughts. "Good afternoon, Mr. Park. We'll be departing shortly. Our captain would also like to personally greet you," the attendant said politely, though her sparkling eyes revealed admiration that was hard to hide. Jimin simply nodded and smiled, not finding it unusual. He was used to such reactions, but what happened next truly stunned him. From behind the cockpit door, a tall man in a pilot's uniform emerged, his face slightly tense but wearing a genuine smile. He walked toward Jimin, bowed respectfully, and then spoke with a trembling voice. "Mr. Park Jimin, I can't believe this is really happening. I've been in Army since 2015. Jimin, who was holding a water bottle, almost dropped it. His eyes widened, and then he let out a small laugh, covering his mouth. "Really? Are you serious?" he asked in disbelief. The pilot nodded quickly, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "I've followed every piece of your work, every BTS performance. I even bought your first album with my very first paycheck as a co-pilot back then. And today, I'm the one flying you. This is a dream I never thought would come true." Something warm bloomed in Jimin's chest. He looked at the man longer, noticing the sincerity that was impossible to fake. As a global star, he had met thousands who claimed to be fans, but this felt different. This wasn't just a confession, it was a real moment that felt so personal. Imagine, someone who had dreamed of this meeting for years was now in full control of the flight he was on. It felt like a movie scene. "Thank you, truly. Thank you for supporting us all this time," Jimin said as he stood up and warmly shook the pilot's hand. "Please fly us safely, Captain." The pilot smiled broadly, his eyes shimmering with tears. "With pleasure, Mr. Park. Today is the happiest day of my life." After that, the atmosphere became lighter. The pilot returned to the cockpit, but not before asking permission to play a BTS playlist during the flight. Jimin laughed at the request. "Go ahead, Captain. Play your favorite," he said with a wink. The first song that faintly played from the cockpit was Filter, Jimin's iconic solo track, which made his smile grow even wider. The plane soared smoothly, cutting through clouds that were turning golden. Jimin gazed out the window, watching the sky dance behind the glass. At the same time, he heard the pilot's voice over the intercom. Not a typical announcement, but a line that made his heart skip a beat. "To all crew and our very special passenger today, especially Mr. Park Jimin, allow me to dedicate this flight as a token of gratitude. This song is for you." and for everyone who believes in dreams. Then, the soft melody of Promise filled the cabin, a song Jimin wrote himself for Army. A beautiful irony, because this time, it was Army who made a promise to keep the idol's journey safe and full of joy. Jimin closed his eyes, feeling a peace he couldn't describe. Amid all the busyness, pressure, and expectations weighing on him, this moment felt like a gift from the universe. A reminder that the love they gave to the world could return in the most unexpected ways. What most people didn't know was what happened afterward. The flight, which should have been ordinary, turned into an extraordinary experience. The pilot, whose name was Lee Hyun-woo, shared his life story with Jimin after they landed. How BTS's music accompanied him through tough times. How their lyrics gave him hope when he almost gave up on his dream of becoming a pilot. Jimin listened with eyes glistening, holding the man's hand tightly at the end of the story. "You're proof that dreams should never be let go," Jimin said softly. That day, news of this event didn't spread immediately. There were no cameras, no media spotlight. Everything felt pure, like a little secret they kept to themselves. But who could resist sharing such a beautiful story? A few hours later, a mysterious post appeared on Weverse. Jimin wrote, "Today, I learned something precious. Dreams are contagious. Never stop dreaming." The simple line sparked waves of speculation. What happened? Who made Jimin write such words? While Army scrambled to guess, the pilot also posted something on his personal account, without mentioning names, just one sentence. "Today, I flew with the reason I never gave up." The caption came with a photo of the golden sky taken from the cockpit. Only a few could truly understand its meaning. But for those who did, that day would forever be remembered as a warm moment born from the meeting of two dreams, one already realized, and one that had just found new meaning.
I had to do it all myself.